Better off.
It was because there was a time in my life when I wasn't able to give someone else something. And as a child, I had made myself this promise that I would never be in a situation where I couldn't get what I wanted or give someone something that they wanted. And this all stemmed from an apple. Yes, an apple. I promise this story is not going to have any witches. There's no Prince Charming, but it did stem from an apple.
One of the parts of the book that I think is going to get a lot of attention, and I don't want to talk about the big number, the big sort of moment, which is you're talking about an interaction with Oil Can Boyd and Lenny Dykstra. And you talk about how you stood up by the sidelines while Lenny was being, let's say, not kind to Oil Can. And, you know, racism has a long history in baseball. And I think today we're seeing a different sort of bias in baseball, which is, you know, you'll watch a player play, and if it's a white player, you'll often hear that the player has heart and has spunk. But if a Latin player does a similar thing, you'll see they're playing the game the wrong way sometimes, you know, or they're not showing enough respect. So how do you think that the sort of the tenor of acceptance and the tenor of racism has changed since you stopped playing?
Yeah, well, there's still, I think thank you. That's a very intelligent question. Two, I think, you know, this certainly latent racism with regard to every kind of player that plays. What I was trying to write about as I stood on the sidelines is that, you know, I wrote this in the heat of Colin Kaepernick, and deciding to be on the right side of history and not the wrong side of history. Baseball players tend to have this fraternity of anything goes, and you know, whatever you do is in the spirit of trying to win the ball game. And I just think that I'm embarrassed by my complicitness as I look back on my life. I don't know if I could have changed it any different, because I can't be disingenuous. As soon as Lenny hit that home run, most important hit we had in that World Series, I was as happy as anyone else. But I guess I'm just ashamed, I guess, and embarrassed that I was not braver and on the better side of history. And I hope moving forward, it's a lesson for me to be on that right side.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say our final goodbyes to the many trees that gave their lives for somebody out there to get a mortgage loan. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Okay, this is Kendra Barnes, your home ownership expert, and maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but these days, the whole mortgage process probably doesn't waste as much actual paper as it did before computers.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Questions from Craig.